Hello everyone, Spencer here, and today I want to talk about power levels in Commander decks, popping off if you get a chance to pop off, and just a little bit of rule zeroing and stuff. This has all come up because I've been playing some games, jamming some games out online on Spell Table, as well as obviously playing at my local game store when I get a chance. And I was playing online the other day, and this gentleman I was playing with was starting to do things that were going off quite quickly. And then he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't think I should play this. Seems a bit unfair." And I remember saying to him, if your deck is doing the thing it's meant to do, you should do it. Don't feel guilty for your deck doing the thing that you have spent hours crafting it to do, you know? And he was just like, "Oh, are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, go for it. You never know. People might have a response. Yeah, you're just assuming you're going to play things out perfectly and just win right now. Might not happen." And so anyway, he went to play his things and he got a commanding position. I don't think he actually won, but it was touch and go and took three of us to kind of like battle it back out. I think it was the other gentleman top right that won in the end, but that's by the by. But the point is, when you're playing a game and you get the opportunity to do the thing that your deck's designed to do, you should do it. I think we as Commander players, we sometimes get a bit hooked on the fact that this is a social game, a multiplayer game, which is cool, that's what it is. And then they don't want other people to not have fun because they might be doing something that seems too good for that play group. But this is where we all have this rule zero talk. I say rule zero because I just call it being a decent person and being a nice conversation at the start of the game. But if people want to label it as rule zero, that's rule zero. So if you sit down at a table with four people, whether it's on Spell Table, online, with your webcam, or at your local game store, and you all go, "I'm happy to play these four decks next to each other. We've said they're all about the same power level." I'd be like, "Okay, that's fine. We've all agreed it." But then you draw your 7 cards, and you draw your perfect 7. What do? Do you put it back because you can win turn 2? Or do you play it out? You goddamn play it out, that's right. You might never ever draw that perfect 7 again. In the next 1,000 games you play that perfect 7. So, the reason I say this is because I've got a few examples. So let's start off. Gadwick. Not a super fast deck in any way, shape or form, but get the perfect 7 and holy god, that changes. That changes very quickly. Turn 1. Island. Tap. Soaring. Tap. Arcane Signet. Pretty good start. No one's threatened by this. Yeah. Turn 2. Island. We're going to tap 2. Isochron Scepter. Pitching Dramatic Reversal. Holy smokes, we've now got infinite mana on the board. You know? Somebody tries to interact to stop us. We pay 1, we counter it. Yes, we've only got 1 protection. We've only got 1 card in hand from the card we drew per turn. But we still have 2 mana, tap this, untap, generate 3 mana, tap 2 to untap. We can now generate infinite blue or infinite colourless. Cast Gadwick, where X is equal to all but say 3 cards of your deck. You could do the math if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards down, you've got 100 cards, there's 98 cards left in your deck, cast it for X equals to 95, 3 cards left at the bottom of the pile. Now, pretty sickening that could win like that on turn 2. The odds of getting that perfect 7, nil point. Well, not nil point, but very little. Now look, the deck is nothing but artifact ramp, creatures that give protection, no maximum hand size, and full of spells like Preordain, Pierce Through the Depths, protection spells. Mystic Speculation is one of the win cons because I can cast it for buyback once I've got infinite mana, increase my storm count to go off with Brain Freeze, milling everybody. Yeah? The same way, I think Sphinx's Bone one, so then I can go infinite with buyback, pinging everybody at the same time. But the whole deck is just a couple of counter spells, a couple of removal spells, and everything like Dig Through Time, bounce creatures, Mana ramp that all draws cards. Not all draw cards, but this, not like Hedron's Archive, Commander's Sphere. You know, creatures that care about things being in graveyard, so I don't have to spend loads of mana to get a half decent sized creature. Bounce spells, search spells. You know, there's nothing in here that is crazy. Yeah. Same with this one. This is the other half of the deck. Delirium Winds, Rapid Hybridization. Draw a card, draw a card. Serum Visions. Yeah, look, it's got a Mana Geode in. How many commander decks do you know have a Mana Geode? Aetherize. You know? It's just different ways of drawing cards, getting ramp. Because basically the point of the deck is to keep scrying through my deck until I get to these. But if I get these in my opening hand, holy smokes, that changes the game plan. But if I get these, I'm definitely playing them. Yeah? Not a high-end deck. Quite dirtily, you know? If I manage to get all my pieces onto the battlefield by turn 6, turn 7, I'm doing alright. That's the average game. Not turn 2. If I pop off turn 2, I'm going to pop off. And so should you. I know this is all like down to the way that you want to play the game and your speculation, or not your speculation, your how you want to play and interact with other people. But the way I see it, the chances of that happening are slim to none. So let's take another deck. Vassal of the Sunlight. This deck is more consistent than the Gadwick deck. Way more consistent. It's better built because all the card draw, the removal, all the synergies are all enchantment based, which triggers all the enchantresses, so I'm regularly drawing 2 or 3 cards a turn. It's just how this deck's built. It's very good. Does it win turn 5, turn 6? It can do, you know, or it could kill somebody turn 5, turn 6, but it's going to win the game outright. Depends what happens on what the other players are doing to each other. So, start off. Island. Tap. Soul Ring. You're going to notice a very similar theme through this. Tap. Wild Growth. Untap for turn 2. Draw a card. I play an island. I play a plains. I can now tap for 3. Blue and a green. And a white. Cast 2 Vasa. I can then come in and I can put one of these on my creature. I can go for Snake Umbra. Whenever this creature deals damage to an opponent, draw a card. Which is probably the better one to put on. See, if I put this on, it's going to draw a lot of attention. This also gives me Totem Armor, which protects my commander. Boom, sorted. Tavasa triggers, draw a card. So now I've got 2 cards in hand, plus my unquestioned authority. Untap, beginning of turn 3. I can now tap 3 mana. I can put my unquestioned authority on Tavasa the Sunlit, and I still have 3 mana available to cast the 3 spells that I've potentially got. Could be another Enchantress. Yeah, could be a ramp spell. Yeah, but the point is I would be swinging for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage with Tavasa. Tavasa gets +1/+1 for each enchantment. She gets +3/+3, and she gets +1 from having that on her. So then I would obviously draw a card when the unquestioned authority enters, draw a card after Tavasa's trigger, and then when I dealt damage, so that'd be 3 more cards. So I would have, what, 6 cards in hand for main phase 2 on turn 3? Pretty good. Pretty good. Doesn't win me the game, but it puts me into a very leading position in which I could go on to take the game. Or it would make me arch enemy, so everyone started hitting me. As you can see, the Tavasa deck, lots of enchantresses, lots of ways to double up the power. You know, Enchanted Evening combo with Opalescence. Slow people down, sax pieces if I can't get ahead. Got tutors. All the ramp is enchantment based, so it triggers Tavasa. Make a load of angels if I cast a load of enchantments. All that glitters, pump up Tavasa. Make a bunch of liars. I've also got the Walking Ballista Heliod combo. Parallax Wave combo. All removal is enchantment based. This deck is so much more consistent than the other, but it can't win turn 2. Shared summons if I need a tutor for my win cons. You know, can't be countered spells. Like, Darksteel Mutation, take somebody's commander out of the game. Once again, give my commander protection from everything. I could probably cast that on that turn instead of the other one, because this one's 2 mana, but doesn't draw me a card, so could be something said about that. There we go. Lands tap for everything, play more lands. This just doubles up every enchantment I've got, so I can have 2 or whatever. Protection. You know, generate loads of mana. Give all my stuff flying, nobody else has flying. Win the game through combat damage. There is just so much more in here that makes this deck so much more... Well, that's my biggest token. Look at my artwork. So beautiful. Mwah. Chef's kiss. This deck is so much more consistent than the other one. But am I winning turn 2 with a perfect 7? No. But if somebody says, oh, my deck's a 7, maybe an 8, I'm not going to pull Gadwick. I'm more likely to pull this. Yeah? This is why I make the example of, if you get the chance to pop off, and you've all agreed before the game that you're all about a 6 or a 7, all the decks are about a 7 or 8, or whatever level that you're playing at, then you should pop off. You should do the thing that you've designed your deck to do. That's what it's all about. Let's have a look at another deck. Commander. Commander can be quite oppressive. Island, tap, Soaring, tap, Arcane Signet, tap, Gross Bile. Ooh, nice. Untap me into turn 2. I can now play another island. I can then tap for 3. Deep Root Elite. I can then tap for another 3, cast my commander. Yeah, that will trigger this. I will have a 1/1 hexproof Merfolk. I've now got 2 Merfolk on the battlefield, plus a card in hand, and the Keen-Eyed Silky to cast next turn. Untap, beginning of turn 3, draw a card. Yeah? Silky. Create another hexproof. Still 2 what? 2 cards, 3 cards in hand? Yeah? I now have 4 Merfolk on the battlefield. I can make Mukemena unblockable, and attack with him if I wanted to. Yeah, and attack with both of them. Or I could tap, attack with the Keen-Eyed Selkie, get a card draw, tap 3 at the end step before my turn to get another card draw. So that's 2 more card draw triggers. Yeah, I've still got then mana to play as well. Also, I know how to tap that out to play that. But I would have, yeah, I would have still had mana to play on the second main phase. So, is this winning turn 2? No. Is this probably more consistent, more threatening than Gadwick? Potentially. But yeah, so that's another thing to look out for. And then we've got this sickening monstrosity. That's in the command zone. We play land per turn. We go Soaring, we go Arcane Signet. Cool. Then turn 2. Soaring into Talisman and Dominance. And Dominance is the name of the game. We are going to pay 2 blue, take a damage, Datha's Oracle, pay a black, Demonic Consultation, we have a free counter spell. Turn 2 win, I don't need any of the extra cards that I'm potentially drawing, but I've drawn 2 extra cards at this point, plus I've gained 4 life from my commander. Yeah, like, you can do stuff like that, but this deck regularly wins potentially turn 4, turn 5 latest, because there is a bunch of tutors in here, a bunch of ways to draw cards. I played a game with this the other day. The game store I think was closing in 20 minutes, and we were like, right, okay, let's just jam one quick game. I was like, right, everyone get your fastest deck out. So everyone knew what they were going into. We've got 20 minutes left on the clock before the game store closed. Everyone get your fastest deck. We played 2 games in that time. One guy went infinite on turn 3 the previous game, and the following game I think I won on turn 4 because everyone had tapped out. So I managed to get the combo off without need for a counterspell. So it's just one of those things, like, if you agree the power level of all your decks before you start your game are equal and you get to the chance to pop off, you, my friend, should pop off. Pop off, do your thing, not to the shops, let your deck shine. Just, yeah, don't be scared of doing what your deck's supposed to do. Yes, some players at the table could get salty, but that they agreed to the verbal contract of, we're going to play this level of power and see what happens. Some people panic when they see turn 1 Soaring into an Arcane Signet, but how many games do you have? Let's be real, people, where that's the start and then turn 2 they go land pass, and it's like, okay, you've got like 5 mana and you've done nothing with it, you know. So just, you get the chance to shine, people, you should shine. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, so that's my thoughts anyway. You guys might feel different. I guess if you're turned to a game and you're like, oh, okay, my deck's overpowered compared to yours. I have had games where I've played Oloro. Now this is my spicy deck, and I've noticed that the player across thinks their deck is stronger than what there is. I've delayed playing my winning combo to give their deck a chance to do something, and then often I've been at the end like, oh, it was close, now I got there. You probably would have won next turn or turn or two after, so that's not too bad, not too bad of a game, quite close. So yeah, that's just one of those things of where you enter with those agreements, but that's also kind of knowing that information. That player, if that player knew I'd purposely pulled my punches, they might feel a bit disheartened. So just be careful. Don't tell people that, oh yeah, actually I could have won turn 2, but you know, I didn't want to upset you, because that's going to upset them. So just be, like I say, just be decent people, but at the same time, if you get a chance to shine. Like, as commander players, we love to talk about our decks, what our decks do. We love to get the opportunity to show them off. So when you're in that situation, please don't feel that you can't show off and do your thing. Let your deck shine, let yourself shine, show people your creativity through your deck building skills. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Nothing else to add. Just, yeah, have a good day, guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Stay safe and speak soon. Thank you very much.